Hi and welcome to A World of Words. I'm Vanessa and today I'm doing my August reading wrap-up. Why am I holding my arms like this? Who knows? So I actually read a whole lot of books in August. It's pretty insane, I think. I have to open Goodreads to remember everything that I've read, so I have my Goodreads over here to check on what I've actually read this month because it's been crazy. Okay, I've read a total of 9 books this month. Wow, that might be a record for me. That's really a lot of books. That's crazy. I did have a few days when all I did was sit around and read. So the first book I read this month was Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This is a graphic novel and I had to give it back to the library, so I will put a picture on the screen, I suppose. I really enjoyed this. I actually filmed a book talk for it and I have edited it, mostly. So it should be up very soon. Definitely not more than 2 weeks after this video is up. That review will be up if you want to hear all of my thoughts on it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was really cute, it was really fun. As I said in my book talk, I did feel like it sort of flipped tones kind of randomly in the middle. It was super funny for the first half and then the second half got all of a sudden very serious, which I thought was a little odd and I wasn't expecting, but for the most part I really enjoyed Nimona and I thought it was really fun, and I'm definitely going to look into more graphic novels, and I might even try the other series by her, I think the Lumberjanes. If my library has it, I might try that one out as well. Continuing my Harry Potter theme from last month, I also read Harry Potter and I guess I'll go get them. I'm feeling lazy. I don't want to, but I will. Right? My tripod is currently on my bed. Kind of don't want to put my books on here. So I read Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and as always, I really enjoyed this book. I really love all of the crazy teen drama that goes on in this thing. I think the ending scene is super exciting. Oh, I did notice one thing. I know I said I might do a video on the movies, but I don't know that I will because I haven't filmed it yet and now I feel like it's been a long time. Okay, that scene at the end with Dumbledore and Harry in the astronomy tower. Everyone knows that scene. Okay, I thought it was weird because I rewatched the movie that Harry wasn't immobilized against the wall. He was just standing there looking up and watching everything happen. I thought that was really weird and it didn't really make sense for Harry's character, and that's really all I'm going to say. But as far as the book goes, I really enjoyed this book. I always love this book. I actually think Slughorn is super funny and he kind of reminds me a little bit of one of my professors in college. A little bit. Not the fact that he would like collect, well, he kind of did collect people. He didn't try and collect me, I guess, but he had like a certain group of students that were going like abroad and to one of his like abroad classes in England, and I don't know, he reminded me a little bit of Slughorn, which is kind of funny, but you know, I got an A in that class so I can't really complain. And then of course I read Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. The funny thing about this book is, people might be shocked to know this because I'm like a huge Harry Potter fan and love Harry Potter to death. I'm getting back into it now, but I was a huge Harry Potter fan from the ages of like 10 to 17 because this book came out a week before my 17th birthday actually, so early birthday present to me. Of course I didn't wait to read it because I just couldn't. So I read this book. I was very disappointed by certain character deaths. Very sad. So then I got really angry and I put this book down and proceeded to not read Harry Potter until this past rereadathon. I was very angry. I sort of got over that a little. I'm still kind of angry, but I think I've gotten past it. And so I really enjoyed reading this. It was like almost reading it for the first time since I hadn't read it since 2007. So I really enjoyed it. It was almost brand new to me, except for the deaths. Of course, they stuck out very strongly in my mind. But yeah, I really enjoyed rereading this, and it was actually kind of fun to reread a Harry Potter book that I hadn't read 20 gazillion times. A lot of the information was actually fairly new to me, or I'd forgotten a lot of the little details and things, so that was actually really fun. I'm glad I reread it, and I'm kind of over the deaths, but I don't think I'll ever truly be over them, but I'm like not crazy mad at it. And in my Harry Potter, like, I'm mad at Harry Potter because I loved it so much and then it disappointed me so much. Like, I was crazy about Harry Potter. I think I dressed up as Harry Potter characters for like 4 or 5 years in a row for Halloween. Yeah. Die-hard fan. Continuing the Harry Potter theme, of course. The lighting's better if I stand back a bit. I read Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I can't hold it up, unfortunately, because it actually went back to the library. Someone else wanted it, so they will get to enjoy the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and I really loved it. I did a live reaction review of that, which I will link on the screen. It was so much fun. I enjoyed it so much. I know a lot of people have their different issues with it and certain inconsistencies and all that, but like, I really had no expectations for this book, so I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was a lot of fun, and I'm so happy I read it. Not gonna lie, the main reason I'm reading this book is because 1, Jessie the Reader is always like singing its praises. 2, my sister actually read it recently and said it was pretty good. And 3, there are a lot of reasons why I read this book. Ransom Riggs, the author, will be at YALLFest, and I am going to YALLFest in November. So excited. And so had to read Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Now, I enjoyed this book. It was a little bit weird for me, and I'm not super into like weird, creepy stuff. Some of the pictures scared me. I am very easily frightened. It's my own like personal thing. I don't like weird, creepy images. I don't like it. I don't handle it well. So some of the images scared me a bit, to the point where like when I saw an image was coming, I would like cover it and then sort of slowly look at it. But I did really enjoy this book. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because it did take a little while to get going. It suffered from what I like to call, I don't know if this is actually a thing, Twilight Syndrome, which is basically, it tells you on the back that this supernatural whatever is going to be part of the story, like it's a long discovery process, which I think is a little silly when the back of the book like tells you what's going to happen, or what everyone talks about is going to happen. You know it's going to happen, and then it takes like 100 pages to figure out what's going on. That was the only thing I didn't like about it, but I did really enjoy it. I love Emma. She's my favorite character. Yeah, I filmed a live reaction book talk for this one, so I will definitely link it when it is edited and up and everything, so you can look forward to that. Next, I read Obsidian, the first book in this set of 2 books by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I really enjoyed this book. I did film a book talk for this one, so again, once it's up and everything, I will link it, even though it probably won't be August or September anymore, and no one will watch this video because it will be kind of obsolete. I don't know. If you happen to be watching this video sometime in the future, I will link this book talk for you. What am I saying? This one also suffered from Twilight Syndrome, which I don't know if that's a thing, but I made it up. It took actually about the same amount of this one. It took about 130 pages for you to learn that Damon's an alien. Spoiler alert, even though I think it says so on the back. Yeah, he has a galaxy of enemies wanting to steal his abilities, so it basically tells you he's an alien. But I really actually enjoyed this book. I liked Katie a whole lot as the main character. She was awesome. The teen drama was fun. I go more into detail about like my specific feelings on everything in my book talk, of course, so you can look forward to that. Damon was just so frustrating. I don't get him. I still don't like him. He's like, I kind of picture him as Damon, Ian Somerhalder from Vampire Diaries, but at least that Damon is funny. This Damon really wasn't even funny, so like I love Damon. I'm totally Delana all the way. He wasn't funny enough to be the jerk that he is. That's all I had to say. Oh, and I think I gave it like 4 out of 5 stars, just because of the taking a while to actually learn things thing. I have the next book to hold up as well. I am doing good. Next book I read was selection by Kiara Cass. I really love this. Honestly, I don't understand why everybody hates on America so much, so if you hate America, again, let me know, because I don't really know why. I found her fairly sympathetic. I don't know, unpopular opinion, I guess. Entertaining. I would have liked a little bit more like catty drama between the girls, because I felt like I was expecting more than there actually was. There were a few things, but I expected a little bit more crazy sabotage-y type stuff happening. I really enjoyed this. I think I rated it 4 stars. I thought I rated it about 4 stars because it wasn't perfect, but I really enjoyed it, and I read it in like a little over a day, so that's pretty insane. I'm on a book talk roll this month. I filmed a book talk for this one as well, so you could expect that in the future. Again, I don't know when. So I will definitely be reading the other books in the series. Super excited to read them, actually. And then my book club on my book club on Goodreads, Reading and Rambling, is reading Cinder by Marissa Meyer this month, so I had to do a quick reread of this. I think I reread it in like 3 days because the first time I read it in 1 day. So I was actually a little disappointed in myself that it took me like 2 or 3 days to read this, because I think I was also reading it at the same time as my next book that I read. So that might have been why I was so slow to read it. I mean, 3 days is not slow to read a book, but probably because I knew what would happen next, I wasn't as like, gotta read it. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. 5 out of 5 stars. Of course, it's Marissa Meyer. I love Marissa Meyer. Slight spoiler, when the blonde girl, who I know who she is, I don't know if you know who she is because you may not have finished the series yet. When the blonde girl with all of the long hair showed up, I completely freaked out. That's my favorite character. Oh, so excited. I'm not going to reread the rest of the series right now because I did just read them last fall, so they still feel fairly fresh in my mind. But I really love this book, and I'm going to be doing a live show for it, probably before this video is uploaded. So I can link that as well. I'm doing a live show with some other people in the book club, and I'm super excited about it. So you can watch it in all of its wonderful details. Finally, will I ever get to the end of this wrap-up? I read Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. Yay! You have no idea how excited I was to read this book, because I read, what's the first book called? Shadow and Bone for the winter 2016 biannual bibliothon. I read it in 1 day. I read Shadow and Bone in 1 day, and I loved it. And I wanted to read the rest of the series, but for some reason, stuff just kept happening, and I don't know why. So I finally read it. This is weird. Like, I'm so excited that I've read it. I didn't love it quite as much as the first book, though. I thought the middle was quite a bit slow. I did not do a book talk for it. I don't want to sound like I hated it, because I didn't. I enjoyed it. I didn't even rate it because I didn't know how I felt about it. I'm so on the fence about this book. I don't even know. I love Nikolai. He's amazing. Mal really irritated me in this book a lot because I'm going to go into some brief spoilers now, I guess. And if you haven't read this book, you can, I guess, mute it until I stop waving it around, or I'll put like spoilers on the screen or something. Started out really well, I thought. And I loved all of the stuff on the ship was awesome. I loved all of that. When they got to I believe it's called, and back to the castle, is when it started slowing down a little bit. Mal really irritated me because I felt like he was being really selfish, and he seemed unable to see the bigger picture. He was like annoyed at her for using her powers and everything because she wants to, you know, save the world, right? Like, what's wrong with wanting to save the world? And he was just like, oh, I don't have a place here. He's like, oh, I was happier as a tracker. I had a place that I had like admirers, people liked me. I was super popular, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, but the Darkling's gonna destroy the world if she doesn't become more powerful than him. So you're acting kind of like a brat because you act like you think you can just like go back to having your happy little tracker job. But your tracker job might not even exist if the Darkling destroys the world. Do you get what I'm going with this? It's acting like she has a choice basically she can stop becoming powerful, and he like kind of resents her for being powerful and amazing and all that, which isn't really good in a relationship, to be upset when someone is good at something. That's not very healthy. He acts like she's doing something wrong, which she isn't. She wants to save the world, and he's mad at her for wanting to. I don't get Mal. And so he was annoying me, and also in the middle, a lot of scenes where they were trying to come up with their political plans and all that, and I felt like that wasn't all quite necessary. I feel like that made it a little bit slow. But the ending battle was really good, and I really enjoyed that. So I guess that's it for my mini review of Siege and Storm. So that's all for my 9 books that I read in August. Currently about 140 pages into Ruin and Rising. So I'm not going to count this for this month, even though I am currently reading it and it started in August. I've read plenty of books in August. I don't think I actually need to include this in my wrap up. As far as a TBR for August, it looks like the Reading and Rambling Book Club has chosen An Ember and the Ashes as our book of the month for August. For September. So I'll be reading that one. I'm also going to finish Ruin and Rising, obviously, and I'm going to read Furthermore by Tahara Mafi. Put the picture on the screen because it just came out and I am in like the first wave of people to get it from the library. So I'm super excited to read it. I really want to read Shatter Me, but my library system only has 1 copy. I was like the 2nd person who wanted to read it, or the 3rd person I think who wanted to read it. I think I still have at least maybe 3 weeks or so before I can read Shatter Me and Shatter Me and read the Shatter Me series. So I really wanted to read a book by Tahara Mafi. So Furthermore is out and I get to read that. So I'm super excited. Oh, and then after that, I'm probably going to read other books in the Selection series. So that is my tentative TBR. Who knows? Who knows? So this isn't even all of the books I read in August. Oh my goodness. So yeah, this is officially a 30-minute video of my wrap up. So that's insane. So that's it for the month of August. Thank God. Let me know if you've read any of these books in August, or if you've read any of these books in general, and your thoughts on them in the comments below. I would love to discuss them with you. And please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye!